Hello and welcome to another episode of Monifactory with Squiz98. So, I've done quite a bit of work in between episodes. I should probably show you what I've done. I've moved these bits around. So, I've increased the power production with another 2 steam turbines. I created an igneous extruder, which isn't actually that difficult to make. It's just buckets and fused cores, which we already had. Note, this is the aqueous accumulator, my bad, but I have made some of those as well because so that's there. That creates like 4 buckets of water. The reason being is because my large bronze boiler blew up because it ran out of water, so had to do that. This is the igneous extruder, so the igneous extruder, again, not that difficult. A piston, some iron gears, hopper, some steel plates. If you put lava next to it and water next to it, it creates cobble. So yeah. So the other things that we made, the assembler last time, the forge hammer I made, which I've been using so you can crush down cobble into gravel, gravel into sand, sand into clay, to dust. So that's that. The compressor I made so that we can make the rubber sheets a bit cheaper, so it reduces the cost down to 1 per one of the sticky resins. Made this as well to reduce the cost of making the polarized things. And then I made the extruder. I haven't used this yet, but that's going to be for something else. I also made a chemical reactor, which I have another aqueous accumulator underneath it, which I've been using to make clay, because clay is used for creating the bronze boiler stuff, which we're going to be making a few more bits of. And also clay, if you put it through the macerator, creates clay dust, and then if you use clay dust in the electrolyzer, you get sodium dust, silicon dust, lithium dust and aluminium dust, all of which are going to be useful. So I've also made a little drawer here for those. I'm trying to think of something else I've done. I increased the pipe width on the back to the large fluid pipe, because that seems to... Why is that dropping so much? I don't know. But yeah, so I changed that around because, you know, it needed to be done. Right, the other things I have done is I started looking at the EBF, electric blast furnace. So I've made a few circuits, made some blast furnaces. Now these I'm gonna make. I haven't made them. I don't think I've made all of them yet. The other thing is the cupronickel coil block. Now they're easy to make. So cupronickel is, so if you have a look at that quickly. So that's this one, this. So that is in the mixer, nickel dust and copper dust. So I made up a bunch of that. I don't think we've got any left in here or not. Yeah, so we've got that. But I also made them into wires, which are here 2 times, because we need that for this. But we also need liquid tin alloy, which I'm not quite sure how to make. Alloy blast furnace. Nope. So if I do this, hang on. Tin alloy dust. In the mixer is iron dust and tin dust. Right, okay. So if I do that and then put that in smeltery, I might not even need to put it in smeltery because I made this over here, which is the extruder, which I believe makes it into liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stack of iron and a stack of tin. If I have a stack of... Am I running low on tin? Oh dear. What's tin? Have I got any tin? No, it's lead. Nickel. So I'm looking for SN. So I've got 20, not much. Let me go find some tin and I will be right back. Okay, looks like tin might be a little bit away, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look at making the bronze machines quickly, because they should be easy enough to make for now. So bronze crusher. No, it was a bronze crusher. Bronze. Maybe it's called the steam crusher. Foundry, separator, oven, grinder, steam grinder. Okay, so that's not so difficult to make. Let's just do that, and then we need to get input hatch. Steam output hatch. Input bus. And then we need 22 machine casings, which is why we need a lot of brick. Clay, so let me grab some clay and start smelting that up. So put that in there. Right, so what do we actually need? We need 2 raw iron gears, steam casings. Okay, so we need a lot of bronze plate. Right, let's see what we can make here to start with, not that. So I'm gonna need at least 3 of those. Oh no, that's a bronze drum. So okay. So I need 1 of them. And then a couple of those, and then 1 of them. Right. Then we need a couple of right, and then 1 on top, and then 1 underneath. So that gets us input bus, an output bus, and an input hatch. Then we need our raw iron. Putin. Ugh. How do you make this stuff? 6 copper, 1 lead, and 2 tin. Ugh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Let's make 2 lots of it. 2 tin, 1 dust. Okay. Nope. 2 tin, 1 lead. So where did the tin go? Right. So we need to crush this stuff down, which unfortunately means doing that. Move that and that, and put that there, and then that there. Okay, once we've got those, I will come back. Okay, so we've got all of that. Let's now, in the crafting table, put that all together. So So that gets us actually the exact number we need. So we now have potin, yeah, whatever it's called, ingots, which need 16 of those because we need to make 2 large gears. In fact, I realised how much lead have we got. We're going to need a bit more lead, so I might actually throw this into here to get us a bit. I'm going to need more than that actually. Let's grab a stack and then put that in there. Right. So hopefully, yep, cool. So we come back to the alloy smelter, grab our large gear casing. Take those out of there. Don't know what they were doing in there. But there we go. So we should get 2 potin gears from that, which will allow us to make this. But we need to make a lot of these, so right, so hopefully we've got bricks now. So let's make 32 of those. That should be more than enough for the moment. So I can make 14 of them. Where did they go? Well, that'll be enough to make the grinder once I've made it. So hopefully we've got one there. Just getting ready with the next one. Come on, come on. Ugh. Oh, it's a 46-second recipe that, wow. That's, but we're nearly there, so, yeah. 2, 1, and there we go. So, our 2 potin, I don't know how you pronounce it, but we've got them. So, the only thing we need now is that, which needs plates. So, that's cupronickel, that's bronze. Did I make plates? I'm sure I've made plates. I thought I had more bronze than that as well. I had to make bronze. 3 copper to 1 tin. Oh, okay. Oh, I made a lot of that. Didn't need that much of that. Well, damn. Okay. So I still need more tin. Right, okay, so it's 3 copper to 1 tin. Oh, I'll just throw this in here. Hopefully that'll get us enough for making this grinder, because the grinder makes life a lot easier when it comes to sort of like, it's a lot quicker than the macerator. So fingers crossed. No, yeah, I thought that was bronze, but that's bronze. Right, let's throw those in there. Take that out of there so it actually starts doing stuff. Oh, it made a copper gear. I need 8 more copper. Because I messed up the ratios. At least it didn't make a tin gear. At least I got that on the right setting, yeah, it's on the right setting. Cool. Right, Right, so where did those things end up? Got to have ended up in here. Right, just in case. So how many do I actually need? 23 was it? 22. Okay. So 22. I'm halfway there. But I'm not living on a prayer. Sorry, couldn't resist. That's 20. So 17. That'll get me to 19. And how much have I got left in there? Not much. So throw these in there. Yeah, this is going to take a while, so I'll come back. Okay, so I think we've got all of the items we need now. Now, I've dug out a little trench here, which is where I think we're going to put the piping. It's going to come down from here, along here, across to here, and our grinder is going to sit here. So, the first thing I want to put in is the steam input hatch, which I think needs to go here. And I can fix that in a bit. Right, so we go 1, 2, 3. Right. Now, these are going to be for the inputs, outputs, and the controller thing. So, wow, that's really annoying. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is a... So, grinder in the middle, input bus on the left, output bus on the right, and that's formed, but I do need to get my wrench on the back of that. So, where's my wrench gone? There. So if I wrench this like this, so I can now see the hatch. Cool. Right. Put everything away that I don't need. Just remember to put that back in the alloy smelter thing. Right. So hopefully I've got lead plates taking their time, but we've got some. So what I want to make is the large lead pipe that we've got over here. So large lead fluid pipe. So large lead fluid pipe, this one. So I can make 2 at the moment. So the plan is it's going to go there, and then there. Then I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. And I don't know if I've got enough lead being cooked up there or not. 36, 56 and 36, so that's only 6. Another 30 galena there. So let's smelt that down into lead. And I'll come back once we've got the lead pipes. Okay, so we now have all of the pipes we needed. This is now putting steam into there. It's got 64 buckets of steam. These are still keeping up. That's still keeping up. Right, have I got anything I need to crush down? Let's have a look. So let's do this galena, because that's, useful. So what I do, throw it in here, throws it into there, takes 30 seconds but does 8 per cycle, so that's good. So that should improve our ore grinding immensely, because before it was taking, I don't know how long it was taking in the macerator, but now we'll get 16 galena out of this in 30 seconds. So yeah, that's a good improvement. So let's put those away, those in there, that in there. Cool. Now it would be nice to make the alloy equivalent of this, and I would say I could put it sort of like next to it, just by extending this pipe out. So let's have a look at steam. Not steam grinder, not separate steam. That one, I think. So I mean that takes bronze. So I'm gonna need to go and get more bronze, but yeah, that's what I've been. No. Yeah, I think that's what I've been looking at. So if I look at the recipes on this one, yeah, it's the alloy smelter basically. Now I'm going to need to go and find tin, and I have no idea where I got it from before. Yeah, I'm going to go and find some tin and I'll come back. So I found tin. It's close to my base, but I'm going to end up in water, I feel, very shortly. So like there. So what I'm going to end up doing is end up sort of like breaking down the bits that cause me problems. Now another bit there. I know it's very dark on the screen, so what I will do is I'll come back once I've done a couple of layers of this, and we've got some tin. Okay, so I managed to grab myself 1, 2 and a bit stacks of tin, and a stack and a bit of this raw cassiterite. Now all of that is basically tin, so I'm going to throw this all in our new grinder. Once that's been done, we should have like 4 stacks of tin. So yeah, and then we can start looking at other things, making more bronze and stuff like that. So I would say bronze is currently our sticking point. So once I've got that all smelted up, and yeah, we shall get going on the next bit. So I'll be back once I've got that. So I now have an abundance of bronze, which is nice, but I feel like I'm a bit short there. What was the... Sorry, I just realised I hadn't turned my fan off. So what is a bronze ingot? 3 to 1. Maybe I already had some in there. Right. Okay, so I've put this. So we've made the grinder, and I'd like to make the steam foundry. So that's more machine casings, which is more of them. Okay. Let's put 2 stacks of these through the bender. Got more bricks in here, I seem to remember. So let's make those into these. Okay. So let's start. So that one. So I need 2 more bronze gears, basic alloy smelter, which is not difficult. Got copper wire. Alright, that's fine. These are generally okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm going to need there. Up from there. Up for there. And then. So these just. So it's a lot of plates. I don't really need 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. 16 of them. A large gear mold. Stick those in there. So we're getting the plates out, so that's good. Okay. I'm also going to need some more lead plates. That's another 4. So that's going to be coming across 1, 2, 3, and up 1. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Gets me to there. Yeah, that'll work. And then up 1, so 4. So throw those in there as well. Wait for those to come through. And then what I'll do is I shall go through, see what we need for this. So fireboxes, which is these again, which are, yeah, we need a lot of. Have we got bronze rods or not? I know I thought I'd made some. 2 of those bronze rods, right? So what do you need for the fireboxes? We need 8 of those, which is 4 of those. So 2. And that's just 4. Right, so I need another one of them. So that's in the assembler. Put it on number 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's right. Alright, so we've got those. And then eight plates, 8 rods, and 4 of those, right. I think that was on 6. So 4 of those. 8 of those. 8 of those. What am I missing? Okay. 2. Oh, it's 3. There we go. So that should give me my 8 of those fireboxes. Don't need any for that, do I? No. Cool. Right, let's see what we've got over here. We've got our gears. How are we doing on our plates? 64 of them there. Cool. Right. So We've got 26 there. What else do we actually need? So we need we only need 14 of them, 8 of them, and then that one, which is 1. We need more with the plates, so let's come back. A few more of them already. Cool. Okay. What's different about that? Oh, made the wrong one. Well, now need. Yeah. Come on. Something need. Oh, I could use the forge hammer. I have the forge hammer, but it's actually no cheaper, so. Yeah, as I say, being there's no cheaper, there's no point messing around with the machine. So right, we've got that now. Put hatch, and then it's going to be on the machine casing, which is just a bunch more. I'm going to need 2 of those. Alright, that's enough of them. So, is it, no, what is it? Is it the gear? Let's just make 2 of them. Oh, it was the hammer. And then chests, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Oof. Right, that should be everything we need apart from the steam pipes. So let's start building this thing out. So pretty sure your fireboxes go on the back, but I want the steam hatch to be here. Right. Let's just have a look at the building. Right, so yeah. So they're all these things. So one. And then we're gonna go with this one, yeah. Input bus going there, and the output bus going there. That's now formed, which is nice. And then we want our lead plates, which is taking forever. So once the lead plates are done, I'll get that done, and we'll then start smelting stuff down with that. Okay, so this is now up and running. We have Steam Foundry, which we can now use instead of the basic alloy smelter. So if I wanted to make up, say, let's make some more bronze because we've got more bronze machines to make. We've got plenty of bronze, to be fair though, but put all this stuff away. yeah, say we want to make some more bronze. So let's have a sleeve drop. I never remember the recipe. I think it's 3 to 1. 3 copper to 1. Yeah, 1 tin. So. Oh, I have copper. Oh, it's going to be in here. This can all be smelted up now. Put the copper in first. Yeah, okay. What else are we going to need? What's this need? Steel. Oh, let's make some steel. Okay, cool. So, let's grab 2 stacks of iron, 2 stacks of coal dust. Throw the coal dust quickly through the macerator. Can I put this in here to make it into raw iron? No. So, still need to throw this into this furnace to make the raw iron. But hopefully we've got 2 stacks of coal dust there. Cool. And then we'll have... We've got any raw iron in here. Need like another 16. Another 5. There we go. Right. So if I was to now throw this into here, you can see that it's now performing. It's creating steel, which will output into here. Which we've got to be careful about those pipes there now. Right, let's just check how we're doing on steam there. It's using more steam than it was, but it's still keeping up, so that's fine. Cool. So as you can see, we've already got 24. I think we get 128 out of this, but it takes 7.5 seconds to make 8. So you know that's a lot quicker. So what's the next thing I wanted to make blast furnace, but I also need to make the pyrolyzer. Let me get rid of all the stuff I don't need now. Oh, I also made these. I don't know if they make a difference in these or not, but I've put 4 of these organs in each of those. So yeah, that was something I'd forgotten I'd done between episodes. Right. So what else do I? So yeah, I wanted to make the electric blast furnace. So let's see, what do we need for that? That's fine. That's fine. They're fine. So yeah, they're all. I've got all of these up there. Yeah. Right. So I've made this. Okay. Haven't made that yet. Don't need that. Made that. Don't need 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 that. I will need that. Need that. Right. Ah, yes. So this is what I needed. So let's have a look at this. Liquid tin alloy. Now, tin and iron dust. So let's see if I can just throw that into the... So, tin and iron. So that's already made all that. Cool. So let's see if I can do this. Yep. So it looks like that's making tin alloy. Cool. That's what we wanted to see. At which point we're then going to throw that through this machine here, which should turn it into a liquid and put it out the bottom, if I've set it up right. And then we can use that to put these cupronickel coil blocks together, of which we need. So for the pyrolyzer oven, we need 16, and for the EBF we also, I think that's 16 as well. Yeah, so we need 32 of them in total. So, oh wow, that's making a lot. I made 2 stacks. Sweet. So if I come over here now, and if I've got the right machine, if I put that... Nope, I've made the wrong machine. Okay, so it's not the extruder. What's the one that... basic... No, not alloy smelt. Assembly... No, not Brug, not Cannon, not Centrifuge. No. The extractor? Yeah, so it's this one I need to make. So if I go for this, right, okay, so let's make one of these. Raw iron plates. Okay. Well, make some raw iron plates. Okay. Sorry, I had the chunk borders on because from where I was mining down, I was trying to mine an inch in the chunk, so it made it easier to see the boundaries I was looking for. Let me wait for these to come through, and then we'll build that. We'll get the soldering alloy, and we'll start putting the cupronickel coils together, and then we'll probably end the episode. Okay, so the extruder was not what I was after, but hopefully this thing is. And if I throw that into there, and then do this, that should hopefully start filling that with liquid tin alloy, which it is. And then if I grab my cupronickel coil cables and foils, so cupronickel wire, and those. And then once that's finished smelting down, if I have a look at this, doesn't seem like it needs a recipe, so the assembler, which is this one, if I throw those in there, just gotta wait for this to out the liquid tin alloy, and then we should be on the way to getting that made. So once that's finished smelting that down, I will get back. So I've realised I need a bunch more cupronickel than I have. I have like enough to make 8. So 64 cables makes 8. So that would make another 8. Another 8. And I need another. Yeah, right. So I've got enough of the foils. I just need another 2 stacks of cupronickel, which I've got a stack of it there. I'm making some more in the furnace over there. I had a furnace over there. But if I change this to 2, that should make me a stack of them, I think. Voltage tier 2 low. What? Okay, change it to 1. Okay, so it appears I can do single coils, but not double coils. Oh no. Right, that needs to be on 2. I need another 4 pieces for this, and then another stack. Or half a stack. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then throw another stack in there, and that should be enough. Oop, I'm going to put the tin alloy. Right. That's still doing that. That's got like 8 buckets, so it'll be about like 9 buckets by the time it's finished. So yeah, we'll come back once all of that's done and we can start with the cupronickel coils. Okay, so what I've done here, we now have this running. We're getting cupronickel coil blocked. What I had to do was use the steel drum, and you click it into there, and that puts the liquid tin alloy in. And now the assembler is just running through, making, I think it's going to be 32, which is the number we need for the EBF and for the pyrolyze oven. So yeah, but I think we're going to leave this episode here because it's been running a little bit longer than I wanted. But yeah, I shall see you in the next one, where hopefully we will get the pyrolyzed oven and the EBF up and running, and then we can get into medium or MV voltage, so medium voltage. So yeah, fingers crossed. I will try and get a few of the other sort of pieces sort of like made up if there's anything that's, I mean, they all look pretty standard, things we've made before. So yeah, yeah, so what does this require? Invar. So I'm going to need to make a bunch of Invar, and yeah, but apart from that, so I'll get all of that made up so we can get straight